we will be moving further in marginal costing chapter to CVP analysis. Before starting CVP analysis, I must consider a term named as cost sheet. So there is a cost sheet under marginal costing. A special cost sheet is prepared under a chapter of marginal costing, and that's all that you have to prepare under a chapter of marginal costing. So you just have to prepare a cost sheet only, as simple as that. So what is the format of cost sheet? Let us see. Now, cost per unit. So first of all, we will have to write the sales. We will have to write the sales. Then we will be deducting variable cost. Variable cost from this sales. Then we will be getting contribution. Contribution. Let us write it as per unit only. Then we will be deducting fixed cost. Then we will be getting profit. This is all that we have to do in the chapter of marginal costing. That's all that we have to do in the chapter of marginal costing. Believe me, this is all. Just that's all you have to do in the chapter of marginal costing. Now, let me explain you a concept of contribution. So now, please tell me what is contribution. Just guess it once, then we will be covering it in detailed portion. Many says that contribution, or in layman language, many says contribution means profit. But that's incorrect. In costing, the contribution means the recovery of fixed cost and profits. So if you can see here that what is the contribution. So contribution is nothing but when a business is able to recover its basically fixed cost and also it is able to earn the profits, then it is known as contribution. So from this statement you can see, if we go like this, if I add profit and fixed cost, then I will be getting contribution. You can see here like this, we will be getting contribution. So contribution is nothing but recovery of fixed cost plus profits. So the very first element of CVP analysis is PV ratio. Before learning this PV ratio, we must understand contribution, because contribution is one of the part of PV ratio. Now, contribution means the recovery of fixed cost and profits. We have also made some formulas for contribution calculation. So if you want to calculate the contributions in amount, then the formula that you have already derived here is profit plus fixed cost. Profit plus fixed cost. As we can see here, if you add profit and fixed cost, then we will be getting contribution. The second formula that we have is contribution rupees is equal to sales minus variable cost. Sales minus variable cost. As you can see here, sales minus variable cost. The third formula, if you want to calculate contribution per unit directly and not in total amount, then we can easily do it like this: selling price per unit minus selling price per unit. If we deduct selling price per unit from variable cost per unit, we will be getting variable cost per unit, we will be getting contribution per unit. Right? The fourth formula that we have is, if so we have covered three things, like first recall it, then we will be writing the fourth formula for contribution: profit plus fixed cost, sales minus variable cost, selling price per unit minus variable cost, per unit will be known as contribution per unit. So these are some of the formulas that we can derive from this statement only. We can derive from this statement only. Now the fourth formula is very easy. Contribution will be sales quantity. If I multiply with sales quantity multiply by contribution per unit. Suppose that sales quantity is 1000 and contribution per unit is 2. Then the contribution in rupees will be 2000. Like this I can derive this formula. And the fifth formula that will correlate us with PV ratio is contribution equal to sales rupees multiplied by PV ratio. Now let us understand what do we mean by PV ratio. I think you have understood the logics behind contribution. All the formulas are generated from this cost statement only, or I must say cost sheet. So each and every formula of marginal costing you will be seeing or you will be finding that has been generated from this cost sheet only. So ultimately you just have to remember this cost sheet. From this cost sheet you will be able to make such formulas very easily. So we have made 5 formulas here: first, second, third, fourth, fifth for contribution. Now this formula leads us to PV ratio, or this formula leaves us in confusion that what is PV ratio and how it is connected with contribution. As you know that in cost analysis or in decision making, we work upon relative analysis and not on absolute analysis. We work upon relative analysis and not upon absolute analysis. So firstly tell us what do we mean by relative analysis and what do we mean by absolute analysis. So if I tell you that company A and company B is there, company A is earning 1000 rupees profit, company B is earning 2000 rupees profit. If I ask you that which company is better, then what will be your answer? Just think over it. Very simple question. Many of you will be saying that company B is good and as it is earning the more profit. But a wise person or a wise cost accountant or a management accountant would ask that if company A is earning 1000, then what is the cost of earning this profit? So there will be a cost, right? There will be a cost for earning this profit. Or I must say that how much I have to incur to earn 1000. Then I said you have to invest at least 10,000 to earn 1000. And to earn 2000 you have to invest at least 12,000. Now what's your answer now, or what's your decision is now? If we do relative cost analysis or relative analysis, we will be finding that the return on the investment is what? Nothing but 1000 divided by 10,000 multiplied by 100. Nothing but 10%. So this company is giving me 10% of return. So this is known as relative analysis. This is known as relative analysis. When you do not believe on absolute figures but onto a percentage or a ratio. Same applies to this. I am earning 2000 over 12,000 multiplied by 100. So what I am earning is 16.66%. So the decision remains same. We must go with the company B because it earns a profit of 16.66% and it is greater than A. So we always work upon relative analysis and not absolute analysis. That is why we cannot decide on the basis of the contribution because it is in absolute figures. The management prefers to take decisions on the basis of PV ratio because ratios performs the relative analysis. In absolute figures we cannot perform the relative analysis, right? So the PV ratio which is known as profit volume ratio. Profit volume ratio. What do you think guys about it? What it can be? Profit volume ratio. So if you talk about profit volume ratio, many of the students say that profit volume ratio, or I can say if you ask a common man, he would say or he would respond you that it might be a relationship or a ratio between profit and sales, isn't it? So the normal people or in layman language we can say it will be a relationship between profit and sales, but this would not be relationship between profit and sales. It would be a relationship between contribution and sales. Contribution and sales, because it is profit volume ratio, it is not profit sales ratio. It means that volume is what is the capacity of the business to earn the profits. If the contribution is high, then we can decide easily why would we go here to the profit. If the contribution is high, then certainly the profit would be the high. Profit would be high. So contribution denotes the capacity of the business to earn profits. And we will be learning in detail in the concept of shutdown points that what is the role play of contribution in the case of shutdown. Shutdown means whether the business has to continue the business or to shut down it. In that particular decision, contribution plays a vital role and not the profit. So it shows the relationship between contribution and sales. So we have got the formula here. First formula for PV ratio, we have got it like this. So PV ratio is contribution divided by sales multiplied by 100. So as you can see here, if PV ratio, let's say PV ratio is 40%, it means that the contribution is 40% of sales. Then I can say that 60%, the remaining 60% is my variable cost, because contribution only found by deducting variable cost and not fixed cost. So I can say that if PV ratio is 40%, then variable cost ratio is 60%. So the second formula we have generated from here, PV ratio equal to 100% minus variable cost ratio. So two formulas we have generated easily. Just you have to remember all the formulas. There is only a way to remember all the formulas, is the logic. This cost sheet tells you everything. If you can see here, I have made these 5 formulas and these 2 formulas from this cost sheet only. Now we were talking about this formula, so with this, by applying unitary method on this formula, we can find out PV ratio, and by applying unitary method we have converted this formula into this. If you can see here, PV ratio goes to another side and contribution comes up and sales goes down. So like this we can find PV ratio in 1 and 2 ways. There are also more ways to find PV ratio that are only generated from this cost sheet. So must make sure that you are not mugging up the formulas, you are taking these formulas as per the logics that are fitting into your mind. Now if you can see here, we were having a formula of contribution as contribution per unit, right? Contribution per unit, selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. So in the same manner we will be having a formula for PV ratio as well. So PV ratio equal to contribution per unit divided by selling price per unit. So whether you divide this and this or this and this, the answer would be same. Let me give you an example to clarify this. Let's suppose my sales are 10,000 rupees. The variable cost is 5,000. Then what is the contribution? We have got 5,000, right? The selling price per unit is 10. The variable cost per unit is 5. The contribution is 5. Now, if you divide 5,000, if you go like this, 5,000 divided by 10,000 multiplied by 100, you will be getting it as 50% PV ratio. But if you go like this, 5 divided by 10 multiplied by 100, you will be also getting 50%. So both formulas give the same result. So if you go either by this or this, it is measured in the per unit form or it is measured in the absolute or the total form. So basically these three formulas are here for you. Now I will be talking about the fourth formula, which will take us to new element of cost volume profit analysis. PV ratio is equal to BEP. Sir, what is BEP? Sir, what is BEP? BEP means break even point. BEP means break even point. So BEP we will be covering next topic, BEP. So let me write the formula here. So I must say you that the formula number 4th and 5th. Please just remember these formulas. Please work on these formulas only till now. Once you complete the concept of break-even point, then you will be understanding that what is PV ratio. Then you will be understanding why this formula has been made. So the formula is fixed cost divided by BEP. The fifth formula for PV ratio. So before continuing with fifth formula, I must tell you fifth formula for PV ratio. I must tell you that what is BEP. So BEP comes into the picture. You can say, let me explain it with the help of a graph. Suppose this is a fixed cost. This is a fixed cost. Now BEP means the point of sales when you are only able to recover your fixed cost. At BEP point you are only able to recover your fixed costs. It means it is a situation of no profit, no loss. How it would be possible, sir? So let's take an example. So as I have made a cost sheet here, let's use it. Now suppose that I have a sale of 10,000. I have a variable cost of 5,000. I have a contribution of 5,000, but I also have a fixed cost of 5,000. Now profit is 0. So this condition or this situation is known as break-even point. This point is known as break-even point, where there is no profit and no loss. Or I can say, in other words, we are only able to recover fixed cost and not the profit. So this is known as BEP. Okay, till now just understand the concept of BEP like this. Further, when we move further, we will be understanding in another way. Now the fifth point, profit divided by MOS multiplied by 100. Now the first term was BEP. Now you are also telling about MOS. Now first tell us what is MOS. So MOS is nothing but margin of safety. Sir, what is margin of safety? See, till now, suppose you have sold 1000 unit. This is for 1000 unit. So if you sell more than 1000 units, then you will be incurring profits. Then you will be earning profits. Right or no? Yes, certainly you will be earning profits, because at 1000 units you are getting no profit, no loss. So after this point, after 1000 units, if you sell even 1 unit, let's suppose the selling price is 10. Then if you sell 1001 unit at 10, then it would be like this. Variable cost would be like this. The contribution would be like this, but the fixed cost remains same. The profit will be there as 5. So if I increase even a single unit, I would be earning profits after this particular point, after 1000 units. So after the point of BEP, suppose this is total sales. And my BEP point is here. So the remaining portion is known as MOS, margin of safety. So this is the element of CVP analysis. We will be learning it as well. Now we have done 5 formulas for PV ratio. Let me write it here because I am running out of storage on the board. 6 formula for PV ratio. Guys, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Now, what is the sixth formula for PV ratio? It is change in profit, change in sales. And let me tell you, this is not a special formula. This formula can be applied only to such conditions when you are analyzing the situation, or when you are analyzing the situation of 2 years, not a single year, of 2 years. When you are comparing the result of 2 years, basically 2 costing years or to the years of analysis, then you can apply this formula. So we have done contribution and PV ratio. Today we will be seeing the questions for contribution and PV ratios.